and then realised we've been talking 15 minutes without actually talking about the episode.
You need to tell me when you start recording, then I can like do an intro.
Oh, I've started recording.
Okay, cool. Hey guys, and welcome to Womble and Hoverman review the Zygon Inversion and the Zygon Invasion. I might have got those the wrong way around, but they're from Series 9 of Doctor Who. There will be spoilers ahead. You have been
Invasion
warned.
and invasion.
It's invasion first, and then it's the inversion second, I think.
Oh, inversion. All right, that makes more sense.
Yeah, inversion.
It's a very upper class kind of word. First episode was really kind of nice and dark, back and forth. Doctor kicking back.
The thing I liked about it, and this is something I really like about Doctor Who, because they do it every so often, it was something that they'd almost pulled something from real life and then changed it into Doctor Who. So there's all this like guerrilla warfare and everything going on, like in Iraq and
With
Iran.
ISIS.
Yeah, terror crisis, all this sort of stuff. And it was the way that they took a real life issue and then put it in an episode of Doctor Who, and it sort of worked with the Zygons. I've got to say, right from the beginning, I was not looking forward to this. I think I was least looking forward to this out of the whole series because of the Zygons. I'm not a fan of the Zygons until now, actually, because if you've ever seen the Zygons in the 70s, all they do is they change shape, and that's it. They've got to keep the hosts alive. They don't know anything about who they've become. They literally just change shape, and they're found out in like an instant like that. And it's just like, well, you could always beat the Zygons just by putting passcodes everywhere and making sure that only only people who were the real people knew them. So, for me, the Zygons were never that scary, but they actually made them scary this time. In the first episode, they had the unit soldiers, the most stupid, idiotic unit soldiers in the world. Oh my god, they were fighting these Zygons. They walked into the Zygon town, Zygon-occupied town, and then out was, like, the unit commander's mother, and it's just like, what? But actually, the whole idea of the power of being able to read their minds and then taking form, that is cool. Because then you literally don't know who they could be.
This was excluding last year's. Was it last year's 50th anniversary? No, it was the year before.
The year before.
I've never seen an episode with Zygons in it, I don't think. And so I think the idea of taking someone's form and what they did with the man, all this was, awesome. But Jesus, since the Colonel died, they have just been hiring just lazy unit agents.
Yeah. I think,
what was his name?
I can't remember his name.
Madison? No. Lethbridge Stewart.
Oh, yeah, that was it. Do you mean Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart?
Yeah, that guy. Ever since he died, they've just been hiring the worst kind of people.
Yeah, that's right. Well, actually, it's weird that you mentioned that, because the Zygons actually came in a Lethbridge Stewart episode. I think it was the third Doctor. It might have been the fourth. I can't remember. It was at the point where they were still using UNIT a lot. They were still on Earth a lot, and essentially the Zygons were trying to take over Earth, and that was pretty much it. And the plotline was stupid. They took over this oil rig or something, and somehow this oil rig in Scotland was the key to Earth. And it was just like, what? It didn't.
Well,
I think that's the only one I can think of.
In fairness, they do that quite a bit in Doctor Who.
Yeah.
In the old Doctor Who, shit.
But anyway, I would say it's probably one of the not as good ones. Not as good serials from the classic Doctor Who. Oh,
I
yeah. It had Sarah Jane in it, so it's definitely either the third or the fourth Doctor. I can't remember.
well, the first series with the fourth Doctor, he was being sent everywhere by the Time Lords.
Yeah, but he did do stuff on Earth in the first season. He also had another companion called, I think it was like Harry or Henry.
Yeah, he was
Um,
deadly. I loved him.
well, he would.
He was a doctor or something. He just ran into the TARDIS after them. Or something like that.
I can't remember. But yeah, he was supposed to be the third Doctor. I can't remember his name. That's gonna kill me. John Pertwee. He was supposed to be John Pertwee's stunt double for John Pertwee's fifth season, but then John Pertwee all of a sudden said he didn't want to do it anymore. He regenerated into Tom Baker, and then Harry came along. So Harry was so Harry was part of the Terror of the Zygons. So it must have been the fourth Doctor then. Anyway, the point is the Zygons, for me, they haven't been that scary until this episode because they have all these new powers that they can do, and they're really pushing the boundaries of the Zygons, and it actually feels real because they even mention we are we have been like experimenting with our powers. It's like, that's kind of cool. So they're actually getting better, you know. And with all Doctor Who villains that are reoccurring, there always has to be a step up. And I think they took this villain in the right direction because they weren't all bad guys. Like all the Zygon, like usually in Doctor Who, all the villains, the aliens, they're all the bad guys, and then the Doctor's the good guy.
Yeah, like the I can't remember if it was in the first or second episode. It was the second episode. We won't go on this. Because there was generally people who wanted to stay here, the Zygons. It was really weird because it was a dark episode. It was not as the rest of the series has kind of been because the Doctor sends everyone to the Four Corners. Clara has her own mission. The Doctor has his own mission. Oh my god, what is the main person in the unit? What is blonde hair? What is her name?
Kate.
Kate was sent her own mission. And it's very not like Doctor Who to send everyone that far away.
Yeah. No, I liked it. It felt real. And like Kate Stewart, when she went, she went off to, was it
Truth or Consequences.
Truth or Consequences, yeah, into that village, and found the obvious Zygon policewoman. So obvious, but it was nice to see her actually doing something herself. Although they never explained how she got back from there.
Yeah. But again, I've said this before. Cliches sometimes work.
Yeah.
Like you knew she was going to turn into Zygon.
Oh, yeah, that's true. And to be fair, we do. I have to sometimes keep repeating it to myself. It is a child's program, and maybe children won't realise that is a Zygon, and that's the big reveal for the children. But I think for most people would have guessed that she was a Zygon.
Yeah, I don't like the whole president angle because the world president, the Doctor's world president.
Oh yes, yeah, no,
because we talked about this just after it aired, and we were talking about. I still think it's pouncing about in a big plane, but it's good. We got Osborn back. Be her, and more mentions of hybrids.
Yeah, the Osgood for me. I really felt Osgood's death. I was like, wow, that's really powerful. Missy just killed her. And then they brought her back. So for me, that impact sort of slightly diminished. And they tried to replace that with the other unit character who had made a few other appearances with her death.
The big switcheroo going on there.
Yeah, but yet again, for me, she wasn't as good. Like, she hadn't appeared in as many
She
episodes
didn't
as
talk
Osgood.
that much either.
No, she didn't. She was like seen in a command center, and she gave dialogue that was important to the episode in episode 1, I think, with Missy. She was looking for Missy and the aeroplane.
It's just going back to a cliche. The black person dies first. Because it was
Uh,
Halloween.
Martha.
What?
What about Martha? Martha never died. Mickey, the idiot, never died.
I know, because it was Halloween when it was aired.
Mm.
Horror movie. Oh, that's probably why they had this such a dark kind of episode, because it was Halloween when it aired. Just thinking about that now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. The next episode, that looks scary. That looks like it's real life footage. That's what I'm seeing from that episode, which they've never done on Doctor Who before. So it's very much like Cloverfield or Paranormal. I don't want to say it, but Paranormal Activity, where they all try and make it look real, sort of thing. That sort of thing.
That always falls down.
I've never seen those films, so let's not get into those. But by the looks of it, the way that the camera style is, it looks like everything's either being recorded via CCTV, so that's how you see it, or the GoPro on one of the soldiers' hats. And I'm going to call that a GoPro because that's what it is. And I think they actually used a GoPro in the making of that episode by the looks of the few snippets I've seen on YouTube. But it looks good, and that looks like a thriller.
And it's only one off. But at the end of the episode, Clara is discovered to be an actual
A Zygon, yeah.
Zygon, where I kind of,
Obvious. Yeah,
really obvious, because this is a weird cut, and when she went, I need to get a few things from home, like, what are you talking about? This.
Well, it was the moment she walked out of the house when the child was in danger. Clara would never do that.
Yeah.
We know Clara, she wouldn't do that. That was the obvious bit. But I think the way that Clara actually played that, or Jenna Louise Coleman actually played that, she played that really well, because I actually believed that it was someone else.
Yeah, she did do and in the next episode, they did a very good thing. But in the next episode...
that was really good as Bonnie. In episode 2 of this, I'm going to call it a serial, because this was more of a serial. In the Zygon Inversion, Jenna Louise Coleman and Peter Capaldi's performances outshone everyone's.
Yeah.
And I mean that. It was just...
Did you give a spoiler
seeing
warning at the beginning
Clara
of this?
and the Doctor go against each other, that is something... I mean, I've never seen an assistant...
Why have you stopped talking? Wombo. 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 Oh, for the love of fuck, his internet crashes every time we talk. Wombo. Wombo! Wombo! Just get it? Because, like, Metal Gear. Wombo! Wombo. Every fucking time his internet goes. It still says he's green. Wombo. See, this is when I had to actually do some editing now. I hate the editing. Oh. Right, so I'm re-recording. Also, funny, Peep Show's back.
Yeah, no, I heard it on the radio.
Oh, I fucking loved Peep Show. So we'll end up this episode talking about why the minute I saw the episode, messaged Matt going, okay, Peter Petrelli.
Peter
Capaldi. Who's Petrelli? Who's Peter Petrelli? Whatever. Peter Petrelli deserves to be the Doctor. It's his speech.
Wait, Peter Petrelli, he was in Heroes.
Yeah, I was thinking of that.
He was a character in Heroes.
Yeah. Uh,
Close.
yeah. The whole talk the Doctor and Clara had, well, the Zygon Clara, and the two boxes that looked similar to the moment from the Doctor Who anniversary special, and that was the point, as you said. His whole speech is because Matt Smith was great with his epilogues and his big rants and his you never put a trap is me, and who wants Hive of the Pandora, who wants it, and his my favorite scene of Matt Smith's whole run of Doctor Who is him on the Rings of Arcadia, not the Rings of Arcadia.
Yeah, the Rings of Arcadia.
The speech he has with the sun.
Yes, yeah. That's like it's not Arcadia. It's the Rings of something.
It's it's something of something.
Sorry, I just had problems with my internet, and now my brain's just gonna faddle. So.
Yeah, every time we've done this, Matt's internet has failed.
Hopefully it won't from now on, though.
Hopefully.
BT get their shit together.
And because I needed to kill half an hour, I ended up buying Fallout 4.
It was literally half an hour that I was on the phone to BT. Just yeah.
What was the name of that? Because the episode's brilliant, and it was the first. Was it the first episode with Clara or the second episode with Clara?
It was the first with Clara as a companion.
The Rings of Arcadia. Not Arcadia. Yeah, the Rings of Arcadia. No, it's not. Whatever, right? But his whole speech about, come on, you have some. And all the things he's done. And that was a brilliant speech. And I actually had that on YouTube when it has Watch Again. And I watch that now and again when I want to get into like, yeah, I can fucking do this. I'm going to fuck yous up. Because it's such a great, come on, come at me speech. And Peter, the new Doctor, had a brilliant speech. Because I think the Doctor every season should have a great speech. And he usually does. And this was the best speech the Doctor's had since his run as the 12th Doctor.
But I mean, that's the thing though. I mean, he's only just, he said himself, he feels he's only just growing into the role and he's still learning. And even though it's like his second year and he's now, next year will equal like Matt Smith. So
yeah, like
this is why I actually like him quite a lot, because his character as the Doctor is growing exponentially, and I think there's so much to give with that. What's gonna happen when Clara leaves? I'm not sure. Because, that was what I was saying. I was saying how good Jenna Louise Coleman was in that, because she was sinister, and then. But it wasn't just real sinister. You could actually believe her, and you felt that you could be behind her.
Yeah, it was. She really played a different character.
And it was then her turn from evil to good, and I don't think we've had that for a while, at least in Doctor Who, where the bad guy has actually fought twice, and
a very common practice with anime style. Just look at Dragon Ball Z. All his friends at one point try to kill Goku. Just saying.
Yeah. I actually don't watch Dragon Ball Z.
I know, but for the people who do.
Anyway, this has been our review.
Very up and down review. Your internet.
The Zygon Invasion and the Zygon Inversion. And if, like me and Mr. Hogan Man, you have liked this last few episodes, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. That's what you say, isn't it? Publicity, yay, shameless whoring yourself, hey!
I'm actually thinking of actually putting in full caps. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe, like Lydia has.
I've never put that on any of my videos. I've literally never asked anyone to watch my videos. I've never asked for a like. I've never asked for a comment. Never asked for a share. In fact, I actively ask people not to share and not to like my stuff. So, yeah. But anyway, if you did like it, we do like reading some of the comments.
Oh, wait, then to end it. I've been Holding Man and say Chill the Man. He's been Mr. Womble. Till next time, take care, goodbye. See ya!